Okay, let's see today point number 7.9, growth hormones. So what is growth hormones? The hormones term was first coined by the scientist Starling in animal physiology. So when he was doing an experiment regarding animals physiology, so he coined this term hormones. The internal factor that influences growth are called growth hormones or growth regulators. Fine. So so uh, there are two types of growth hormones. Actually, the growth hormones are classified into two classes. That is, you can say there are some hormones which leads to growth are called growth promoter. Okay, and there are some which inhibit the growth, so those are called growth inhibitor. Okay, so growth promoter and growth inhibitor. Now if you look at the example of growth hormones or growth promoter hormones, what are the hormones? First is called auxins. Okay, auxins are there. Then gibberellins are there. That is, in short, it is called gibberellic acid. Okay, then cytokinins. In short, it is called CK. Okay. Now come to the growth inhibitors. So what are the growth inhibitors which actually inhibit the growth after certain period of time when the plant is showing a complete maturation, okay, or it goes for aging. So growth has to be limited or inhibited or must be stopped. So for that very purpose, growth inhibitors are ethylene. Okay, this is the examples. Then ABA, this is a short form. The full form is abscisic acid. Okay, so A for abscisic, AB stands for abscisic, A stands for acid. So these all are nothing but they are phytohormones. What they are? Phytohormones. Okay, so these phytohormones, they are nothing but they are also known as growth regulators. So this is what in this page it is given under the point or heading, you can say growth hormone 7.9. Okay, so growth promoters are there, growth inhibitors are there. In growth promoter, auxins are there, gibberellins are there, cytokinins are there. So let's see them. What are different, the postulates has been put by different scientists. So if you look at this page number 139, what you will find inside, know the scientists. So before the growth hormones have come, there was different kinds of thoughts of the scientists. So the auxins is the first hormone to be discovered in plants. Okay, among all those auxins, gibberellin, cytokinin, abscisic acid, ethylene, auxins was the first one to be discovered. So discovery of auxins dates back in 19th century. It was discovered by Charles Darwin. When he was doing some study, he exposed canary grass coleoptile to the unilateral light. So he exposed the light from one side to the plant, and he concluded that a growth stimulus is developed in the coleoptile tip and transmitted towards to the growth zone. So this has caused bending of the tip towards the light. So his discovery was related to uh, how a plant is bending towards the light. Okay, so he said that something is dependent on the growth is dependent on the lights. So suppose as per the Charles Darwin's theory, it was given by Charles Darwin. Okay, so this is the plants, and the plant is initially growing, but it is in a proper exposed to sunlight. But the sunlight, when it is cut off and it is allowed to pass, this is the sun. Okay, so when the kind of, if it is kept in a box, what he did actually, he he allowed from one side, this is the window, from there he allowed the light to pass. So this plant was tend to the twig of the plant started bending towards the light. So he said that when light is passing and falling onto the plant, so because of the light, something is been synthesized, some growth regulators are, he discovered on the plants of coleoptile. So he found that there is something is been synthesized here which transmitted downward, and that's why this particular section started bending towards the sunlight. So it started bending towards the sunlight. This is what he proposed. So it was with respect to the light, he said. Another scientist came, that is Danish. Danish came. Danish plant physiologist Boysen and Jensen. Okay, Danish plant. So it was proposed by Boysen Jensen. Boysen Jensen in 1910, and this was done in 18th century. Okay, so what he did, he cut off the coleoptile and inserted thin plate of gelatin between the tip and the cut stem. So suppose this is the coleoptile twig, is a coleoptile twig. Okay, and this is the tip of the coleoptile. In the next step, what he did, he cut the plants and separated the tip. So this is the tip, and now this become the stumps. Fine. What he did, he inserted a gelatin. So here he inserted a gelatin plate here. He inserted a gelatin plate. So this is a gelatin, and what he did, observe that this coleoptile tip still they are bending. So after this, now what he found, that this is the gelatin tip, and he found that coleoptile tip still bending. Okay, earlier he was thinking that he saw this, it was growing on its own, but then he said that what if I cut the tip and separate it and allowed the gelatin. So the gelatin is a material which like a porous type, which allows to diffuse the substance. So after cutting this, apply gelatin between the tip and the stumps of coleoptile, he found that still the tip is continued to bend towards the unilateral light. So light is always there. Without light there is no growth. So this is what he did. So now let's see what is Paul said, what he observed. He also did the same thing. He cut the coleoptile tip, he separated them and after separation tip is there and stump was there, this is has seen the growth in presence of light. So he did differently. He kept everything all set up in a dark after cutting that and observed few days. He found that even in a dark this tip was able to bend, it was able to grow. This is what he found. It was very interesting that other two has observed in presence of light, but this one has said that it is happened, the growth has been continued even it was placed in a dark. Now the last one is coming, F.W. Went. So regarding F.W. Went, he did interestingly, what he did, he took the tip of the Avena coleoptile, that is Avena curvature test. It is very much famous as Avena curvature experiment or test, you can say experiment. So let's write experiment. Avena curvature. Curvature means which causes a curve, bending. So this is a Avena coleoptile plant. So he cut, there were so many Avena plants, so he cut the apices of them. He cut them and he, this is the very tip. After cutting, and this becomes the stem. They transfer them onto the agar block. So this is the, he transferred it on an agar block. So this is agar blocks. This is the tips and this is agar blocks. Now after few days, so after transferring these tips onto the agar blocks, the stems were without the tip, the growth was stopped till that. Then after some days, some days passed, what he did, he transferred this agar blocks. Okay, so he took these agar blocks. So he has transferred this agar blocks onto the tip. So he kept that agar blocks asymmetrically. So this is agar blocks. Agar blocks. He transferred them asymmetrically. So asymmetrically means like this. This is the stump. Okay. And then he put asymmetrically agar block. So this is your agar block. Partial covering, which is called asymmetrically placement. So this is agar blocks. These two. And this is the stumps. After a few days, he found that again the blocks which was asymmetrically placed was started bending. So this very portion is started bending like this. So it is something like this. It was seen something like this. The block was kept like this. So again there was a kind of curvature is seen. So he concluded that there was something when the tip was placed onto the agar block. There are some substance must have been diffused onto the agar block, and then later which was again asymmetrically kept onto the stump. Those substances must have been diffused into this stump, which causes the further bending of the coleoptile stumps. So this is, he said that was nothing but it was a auxins, hormones or chemical. So it was the one who discovered auxins, natural auxins, he isolated them and found the chemical into that, and he identified that it was auxins. He named it. This is what it is about. Now next is given what is called hormones. The definition of hormones. I will define what is hormones. So plants hormones are nothing but they are organic substances produced naturally in higher plants, affecting growth or other physiological functions at a site remote from its place. Remote from its place means the place from where it is produced. So they are not actually working there at, you know, uh, from its place of production. So they are produced at the place where they are formed and active in a very minute amount. So however they are produced at the same places, but they are active in a very minute, that is a optimum amount, which is a minimum requirement, that is they said it's a optimum amount. Okay, so hormones are transported through the phloem parenchyma, so which was uh, observed by Phillips in 1971. Okay, so this, the definition of plant hormones is given by Thimmen and Pincus. So they said that hormones are nothing but they are organic substances, and the very remote places where they are produced in a small quantity, but they are also required in a very optimum amount in order to be effective for their all physiological functions. Okay, so that is, he said that these people have said that it's organic substances. Now let's see what is auxins.